What's up, guys? I'm Chris, and today you're watching a magic review on the Strolling Chop Cup by Michael O'Brien, presented by Deuce Gala. Welcome to the channel, and thanks for tuning in. Please consider subscribing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment on any questions that you have about the product I'm reviewing or anything you'd like to see in the future. Let me know your thoughts. Also, don't forget to click that notification bell so you don't miss a video or a review. Don't forget to head over to Facebook and join the Chris Edwards Magic Secret Access group. That is a group that I have kind of based around this channel where I can interact with you guys on a more personal level. And I'm also going to be providing you with a more in-depth look on certain products such as Peak Wallets and other releases that I don't want to go into full detail to the public. So it's more hidden than what a layperson would be able to see. There'll be unlisted videos where I will post direct links within the group. So those unlisted videos can't be searched via anything, whether it's not visible on my channel, for one, to the public, and two, you won't be able to search those videos through the YouTube search engine or like Google or anything like that. So check that out, and in there I can answer questions in a lot more detail than I will on here. The Strolling Chop Cup is just as the name applies. It's a Strolling Chop Cup routine. Now, what are you going to get? So you're going to get the Strolling Chop Cup. Actually, this can be purchased two ways. You can either just get the download tutorial if you want to use your own chop cup, or you can purchase the Deuce Gala Chop Cup, which I think is phenomenal. We'll get more into that in a second, but you know, this is a bit of a shorter chop cup, so perfect for walk around. But anyway, like I said, we'll get back into that. What this is, Strolling Chop Cup routine, uses a chop cup, small ball, final load, and what really makes this stand out is Michael's signature chop cup routine. Now, the magic with this happens in the participant's hand. So at one point in the routine, like I said, this is all strolling, so you're going to be walking around with this. You don't need a table. But at one point in the routine, the chop cup is placed on the participant's hand, the ball vanishes, reappears under the cup while they've been holding on to it the entire time. So this couldn't be stronger, right? This happens in their hands, and that's always, that always amplifies the strength of a routine when something happens in the participant's hand. If they're holding this, how can you manipulate things, or sleight of hand? How can you sneak a ball under the cup, right? So the way that this works, but the way that this is done in the performance, as they're holding on to the cup, they actually feel the ball materialize and drop in their hand after the vanish. So, it's a multiple phase routine, a lot of visuals, a lot of interaction, which you don't always have with chop cup routines. You do have that verbal interaction because a lot of the time the chop cup is presented as kind of a game or a friendly challenge. I don't want to say a challenge as in it's like the magician is challenging the participant, but a friendly challenge, like, is the ball in my pocket or is it under the cup, right? So there's always, usually, or a lot of the time, verbal participation. But with this, you get physical interaction, and like I said, the magic happens in their hands. So what are you going to get? If you buy the full version, which is the one I'm going to review here because I did purchase this one, and Michael sent out care packages to a lot of reviewers. He sent the download to me, and I liked it so much, and I purchased his download on Penguin. I'm not a stranger to his signature Strolling Chop Cup routine, but with the Deuce Gala production, I think that you can't go wrong. Even if you already have a version of Michael's Strolling Chop Cup, I would still recommend purchasing this one. Not only are you going to get in-depth teaching, tips, handling, the routine itself, but you're also going to get access to that Facebook group, and then he's done the live workshop and things like that. So you're getting a lot more than you initially pay for with the download. Like I said, though, I'm reviewing the the actual prop as well. So let's get into, let's finish what you get. So you're going to get the chop cup itself. You're going to get a final load baseball, and then you're going to get a chopped and non-chopped ball, or a gimmicked and ungimmicked ball. And then you'll get this, I don't think anybody can zoom in on that, but you'll get, the download, and then a nice carry bag with the Deuce Gala logo. Now the quality. Okay, let's get into the quality. So the chop cup itself, it's made out of leather, has black stitching. I'll get closer here. It's made out of leather. You have black stitching. It's all stitched very well. Now this is clearly handmade and professionally made. It's very nice chop cup. Inside you have a kind of a green fabric. I don't know what you call that, but I do know. I'm thinking of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Whatever you get, it's green inside and it's nice. And then the quality of the balls. They are leather. They're stitched well, and the final load. Now, the thing that I like about these balls, I kind of compare this chop cup with the leather chop cup by TCC. Now, I do really like that one. What I like about this one, here, I have a comparison. Here are the two. Right. I really like the color of this one and the color pattern, the black on brown. Now, with this one, it's a little bit shorter. Okay, it's about the same in diameter. Maybe actually this one is a little bit bigger in diameter, so you could fit a slightly larger load. But it's a little bit shorter, which I like because, or I like for this routine anyway. I shouldn't say that one is better than the other as far as height, right? But for this routine, I love this because it is meant for strolling, right? And it's small, it's fairly compact, in terms of chop cups, and I think it's just perfect for this routine. Now, the quality on the balls. So, it's made out of real leather, stitched well. But one thing that stood out to me is the weight. So these weigh next to nothing, right? And some people like a heavier ball, some people like a lighter ball. For me, it's not one or the other. It is kind of based around how it's going to work for you and how it's going to work for what you're trying to accomplish. Now, with this, I think the lighter balls are perfect because a lighter ball means that it's less likely to fall or disengage from the gimmick. And when this is in the participant's hand, you don't want that happening, right? If you set this down and it disengages, I don't know, I don't want to expose anything, but we'll just go with that. Then, the kicker is kind of ruined, where with the lighter ball, it's got a better chance of staying exactly where it's supposed to until you're ready for the magic to happen. And then, of course, it's going to drop. It's going to do what it's supposed to. So with that, I think that the choice of using a lighter ball with this package and this routine was perfect. Great thing to do. So I think that kind of covers the quality. I'll give you one more kind of close up of this chop cup because I would recommend picking it up for this routine. It's very nice and very well made. You will never have to purchase another one. This will last. Nothing's going to happen to it. Difficulty level. So for those who are familiar with chop cup routines and how chop cups work, the chop cup does most of the work for you, right? There are going to be some sleights, to do some vanishes and things like that, but nothing complicated, right? If you are familiar with coin magic or you have performed cups and balls, this is going to be completely easy for you to learn and to do, right? Some of the vanishes are the same. You can do French drops, you can do retention vanishes, you can do fake takes, fake puts. It's completely up to you, right? Michael teaches his routine, which is phenomenal, but if you want to add in kind of your own touches or your own moves or whatever, then obviously you have that option. So Anyway, though, the difficulty is very, very easy, and this is extremely powerful. The tutorial, again, unreal. So Michael teamed up with Buck Bowen to form Deuce Gala, and Buck does the videos, or he does the filming, and Michael teaches the routines. And as far as the tutorial goes, I think that Deuce Gala is really, really going above and beyond. As far as production goes, there is, and I should have mentioned this in in my other review, but not only are you going to get an in-depth tutorial with performance, all the teaching, but you're also going to get different angles. You're going to get the point of view angle as well as from the front. And then they've also created a mirrored playback. So if you are left-handed or right-handed, you can watch this to whichever one is more comfortable for you. And then they also include other video files that includes commentary, a breakdown of the performance. So you're getting all that additional information that isn't always provided with products. And then, like I had mentioned, there are live workshops. They've already done one for the Strolling Chop Cup. So again, above and beyond, right? Tutorial is great. Angles, how are the angles? So with the Chop Cup, again, you can perform this surrounded. It's angle proof, right? The Chop Cup's going to do most of the work for you. There's really not a whole lot more to say about angles, except for you can do this close up, surrounded, doesn't matter. Setup and reset, really is no setup. Instant reset, no arts and crafts, it's all ready to use. Just learn the routine, use your own Chop Cup or buy this one, I recommend it. Can it be inspected? A lot of the time in Chop Cup routines, the Chop Cup is handed to them to look at. There's nothing to see, right? It's all very well made, it looks good. They're not going to notice anything strange about it. Looks like a leather cup, that's what it is. So this can be examined, right? They're going to be handling it with this specific routine. So even if you don't hand it out for examination, it depends if that's something you want to do, right? I mean, some people say don't run if you're not being chased. You can hand it out for examination. You don't have to. But since it does play into the routine to have them holding it, they're kind of already examining it as it is in the routine because it's hands-on. Pocket space. So I know that sometimes it can be argued, is a Chop Cup worth the pocket space, right? Because it is going to take up a pocket, right? And it's probably going to be a coat pocket because you're not going to throw this in your pants unless you're wearing baggy pants. You absolutely could, right? It's not a big Chop Cup. And for somebody like me who, unless I'm performing kind of a formal event to where I'm wearing a blazer or a suit, my style is pretty casual, right? Like if I'm performing at a all ages event, I dress up in my kids outfit. And with that, I just wear cargo shorts because I'm wearing a colorful jacket and a colorful shirt. If I'm performing at a casual event, maybe some kind of outdoor event, I'm wearing cargo shorts again. And like I said, if you're not wearing really tight pants, this is going to fit in a pocket. Okay? It's going to take up the pocket, but it's going to fit in your pocket. Is this a worker and who would use this? So I think that this is 100% a worker, right? It's meant to be a worker. It's meant to be used in a close-up, strolling, hands-on environment. So 100% a worker, as with everything that Deuce Gala has put out. Who would use this? Magicians, strolling, close-up. You're good. That's who's going to use this. Is it worth your money and the price? I think the download is $20. I really should have checked that. It's not much though. But since I'm reviewing the physical or the complete package, this is $100. And is it worth the money? Okay. So like I said, you're going to get the tutorial, you're going to get the routine, you're going to get the additional information that you'll get from the Facebook page. You'll get access to that when you make a purchase from Deuce Gala. And then you're getting the the live workshop, right? So even if you purchase this later, and the live workshop has already happened, you'll still have access to that because it's on the Facebook page. So you're still going to get that. And then the chop cup itself. So is the overall package worth it? I personally think it is, because you're getting a quality handcrafted leather chop cup. It's a thick leather. It's not flimsy. It holds its shape, right? It's durable. Okay, it's a nice. I don't know. It's what else can I say about it? It's really good. It's really good quality, right? It's real leather. It's everything is stitched really well, and it's a bit different than other chop cups, just in the fact that it is a shorter chop cup, and it's made for strolling. So if you are a strolling performer, I would recommend getting this specific chop cup for this routine, or even if you don't perform this exact routine, this is still a great chop cup to have. I have a number of chop cups, and this is probably becoming my favorite. I do also like the other leather chop cups I have. I just like the size of this one. I don't need a huge final load. This works great for me. Pros and cons, positives and negatives. Tons of positives, right? This can be used in all different environments, all different settings. It's a phenomenal routine. Like I said, it doesn't get stronger when the magic happens in their hands, and especially that this is on their hand enclosed. And they're holding on to it like this. There's no way for you to sneak a ball under there, right? They just seen you take the ball out of the chop cup. Well, you're not going to call it a chop cup to them, but they just seen you take the ball out of the cup. How could that ball get in there? And then to feel it all of a sudden in their hand, right? Phenomenal. So the pros, there's a whole list of them, right? It checks every box for me. And negatives, maybe this is out of your price range. Maybe you don't want to pay $100 for a chop cup, but I don't think that's a negative to this, right? I mean, just in terms of trying to find something in regards to feedback, not being a negative, but just maybe it's not going to be for everybody to go out and purchase the chop cup. I think you should. I think it's worth the money and it's great, but again, maybe not for everybody. I'd still get the routine. So with that, I think I covered everything I can on the Strolling Chop Cup. Again, I would highly recommend picking this up. Go check out Deuce Gala stuff. They are absolutely killing it. And with that, we will see you at the next review.